Hi, it's Jo here from Joanne Sumner Wellbeing, and I'm continuing my series on the components of happiness. And last week I introduced the concept of positive interpretations of life and practical methods by which we can increase our ability to develop our positive interpretations. And the first thing we talked about was gratitude. So today I'm back with two components, and those are compassion and acceptance. Now, my approach to compassion these days is very much influenced by mindfulness practice. And one of the things that I love that Shamash Alidina talks about is how mindfulness could really be renamed kindfulness. That you look at everything, most importantly, including yourself and your own thoughts, with kindness. So, compassion for me begins with yourself. It begins with being able to treat your own experience, feelings, thoughts, dreams with kindness. And if we can do that for ourselves, if we can show that compassion towards ourselves, it is so much easier to show it to other people, without any doubt at all in my mind. When we find that we're judging other people, it's because we've judged ourselves first, and the benchmark that we've set is so high that no one can get over it. So compassion is also based in the idea that we're not separate, that we're part of one unifying consciousness, that we are human beings first, and then all the other labels later. So if you can access the things that you have in common with somebody when you need to access your compassion, or in order to access your compassion. What is it that you have in common with this person? What is it that you both want? And from there, it is often easier to be compassionate, even when they're not behaving in a way that you appreciate. So together with that comes acceptance. And acceptance, again, for me, is so heavily influenced by mindfulness these days. Acceptance is really the baseline from which any change can occur. While you're in resistance, while you're in still wanting things to be other than they are, it's really very difficult to change. Whereas if you can deeply, radically accept yourself and the situation as they are, you actually have a foundation from which you can decide whether anything needs to change. And if it does, you have a much greater chance of actually making that change. And much as I said with compassion, the way to be able to be more accepting of other people is to be more accepting of yourself. So practice on yourself first. Practice accepting how you feel. Practice accepting the moments you don't get things right. Practice accepting who you are, what you love, who you love, what you want from your life. Out of that, you will get rich rewards, and most importantly for this series, more happiness. See you next week.